Was there anything in the script you decided not to film because you thought it was just too edgy?
There was aspects in the book and showing certain things that I didn't particularly want to film. You know, I mean, I think you can put there's many ways to put an idea in somebody's head, but if you show every little detail, it starts to lose its effect. So you have to pick which of those things are the most important to show, or to hear about, or to just put in somebody's mind. So it's all just a balance of figuring out what you're comfortable with as a filmmaker.
So the violence depicted in The Woman is shocking, particularly as it's directed against women, I think. Was there an intent on your part to show the sort of thing that might actually be going on behind closed doors at your neighbor's house?
Absolutely. That's what, I mean, the whole point was not to have the creepy family with the southern accent and, like doing all, like making it like region specific and, like, and making them like obvious sort of, type of characterizations that have been run into the ground. I wanted the monsters to look like you and me, and for you to think that you were, you were going to be in a situation that, the previous film had established, where there's this powerful, feral woman and she's just going to come in and just mess everybody up, but for you to think that at the beginning and then ultimately realize that the real evil is, people that you're going to school with, or you're going to work with, or you're running into at the supermarket every day, that's scary, because it's actually, there's a truth to that.
I think, for my money, you've captured one of the best depictions of gunfire ever put on film, because...
I've shot a lot of guns.
Well, there you go. I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
When Cleek fires the pistol right next to the woman's ear.
Yeah, and he's got ear protection and she doesn't.
Right,
yeah.
Right. And you hear this buzzing, and it slowly dissipates until you can hear him talking again.
Yeah, and his voice gets warbled, and
yeah.
We just tried to simulate the effect of getting your ears ringing, like after hearing a shocking loud sound. I mean, imagine a gun going off in a small fruit cellar like that. There's no place for the sound to go.
Right.
It's bouncing all over the place, Yeah. So we just tried to simulate that. And subjectivity is also, I mean, that's a Hitchcock thing, Like that's one of my favorite things, is being able to like put the audience inside somebody's body, in a visual and audio way,
If you were the MPAA board, what rating would you give?
They already gave us an R.
They did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Last December they gave us an R. That's why when Sundance happened and that first screening everybody went nuts. It was like, the guy at the MPAA was like, dude, this movie's cool, and he gave it a rated R, and the list of the reasons why it's rated R is like this long. But I tried to be very, very careful that like I made something, I thought I could do it, and somehow I pulled it off. But yeah, it already has an R rating. That's done, and they can't take it back. I don't think. I hope not.
Yeah.
But still, I go to these festivals and they want to check IDs at the door and stuff like that. And it's like, hey, man, if someone's here with a parent or guardian, it's a strange thing. We live in very conservative times.
Indeed. So, speaking of the confrontational incident.
Oh boy, I'm going to be talking about this for the rest of my life.
Well, I'm guessing it's a pleasure for you to bring the film to an audience like this that is predisposed.
I was just talking to somebody about that this morning. It's like it's such a relief to show it to a horror crowd. Because I've been showing it at some, a bunch of festivals where they're not used to watching this kind of stuff.
So the reaction you got Thursday night was a lot different than the one you got at Sundance. I mean, I didn't say for the QA because I knew I wanted to do this.
Yeah.
But were the questions,
The questions were really bizarre.
Really?
Yeah, the questions were really strange. But I tried to answer them as best as I could. But like some of the questions, I didn't. I think a lot of times people will raise their hand just to like say something or make a statement more than to ask a question. So I always kind of start stuttering like, what do you want me to say? Like at Sundance, our last screening there, this kid raised his hand and I said, hey, and pointed at him and he said, what the fuck was that? I said, what do you mean? This is my movie. We just watched my movie, man. You know, he's like, yeah, but what the fuck was that? I've never seen anything like that. You know, he was stoked, you know, but he could not compute what he'd just seen, which is like pretty awesome. You know, like that made me feel pretty good.